Hey, everybody. Welcome to
So
another edition of Talking Stocks with Professor Spike and Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, a stone's throw from Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, where you will find
right,
the New York
we
Stock
we
Exchange
can see what you're breathing.
on Broad and Wall. Or is it Broad and Wall or is it Wall and Broad? I never knew the right answer to that question. I
was
posed
it
it to
was
you.
it ball was it ball and broad?
Whenever I have puzzle enigmas like this, you usually know the answer.
Not this time.
Not this time.
No, no. My mother kept things clean in my life.
Is Wall and Broad the most prominent street corner in Manhattan, or is it like 42nd and 7th?
42nd and Broadway, right?
42nd and Broadway, yeah.
Times Square.
That would be that would,
That's where everybody is. Nobody's. Did they take the girl away in front of the bull? I think they
uh,
did, right? They moved the bold girl away from the bill.
I think so.
Yeah, that was sort of cool when we had that.
Did you ever go to Times Square New Year's?
Once many years ago.
Yeah.
It was boring. At the time, it was the situation where you had to go in and take one of those Depends diapers with you when I went. We were able
Oh,
to go in and out. So I got bored. I was at a party. I checked it out, and then then I left.
yeah. I can't see people doing that, but they hit like huge numbers, right?
Well, now because now they have live music, and you get on the TV show. I mean,
Yeah.
when I did it, it was just the you stare at the screen until midnight runs.
And invariably, it's cold and snowy, or
Yeah. No, the thing about holding in your pee is the hardest, I think.
yeah. Well, like you say,
I mean, how many of these could you have around?
it all depends.
It all depends.
All depends. All
Right.
right. So we're on. What are we talking nonsense for? Let's talk important
We have to
stuff.
talk the stock market. Well, like I said,
Stock market
I was
fall.
talking about seeing the air that you could breathe.
I made money today.
Oh, you made well. That makes one of us. Good.
I made money today. I went on a shopping spree.
Uh, so did
Yeah,
you make money? Did you go on the shopping spree with your winnings?
yeah. As a
But you
matter,
didn't cash out on anything, did you?
uh, no, the only thing I sold was some U.
Okay, so you cashed out on that a little.
Yeah, recently, and what else? I think that's it. And I've been buying, so I
So
bought back some U today.
okay.
A few points less. I didn't buy it full position back, but it nibbled a little. And then I nibbled a little on Apple, and
Good.
I nibbled. I was tempted to finally buy my own Roblox, but I didn't do it.
instead of be-
I
instead
was
of
this
living
close.
vicariously through your grandkids.
I was this close
That's
buying
funny.
myself some Roblox.
That's funny. So
But
what are you thinking about these this Google Glass, but it's not see through that Apple's going to make.
it's $4,000.
Well, it's going to get cheaper at some point, but I don't know. I mean, so now you're going to be bumping into people.
Four thousand
You're going to need one
dollars.
of those things that the cars have to see when you're
Why
near
do you,
somebody.
why do you think you went up? They're partnering with Apple on the software for that virtual reality gizmo,
What's I get partial virtual reality
partial virtual, whatever it
because
is.
it's going to have, like I said, it's going to have cameras in front of it so you can see where you're going.
Okay,
I don't know.
that's what pumped you
And
up.
nobody's going to know how pretty your eyes are. They're only going to see you through these goggles.
I can't look into any of those things. They all get me dizzy.
Right. That's true too. I get nauseous.
Yeah. So I'm not a virtual reality guy. I'm barely a reality guy.
I know, right? Well, maybe you're like the lawnmower man. With the right technology, you'll be a superhero.
Yes. Speaking of super, how about Super Microcomputing Inc.? That's on a tear as an NVIDIA supporter. Uh,
Really?
yeah, they make these servers for the data centers that NVIDIA envisions selling all their GPUs to.
Gotcha.
But Kramer said it's not a buy.
Oh yeah, Kramer says it's not a buy.
Kramer
So
said they asked Kramer.
then buy double.
Well, it did have a phenomenal run recently, SMCI.
So yeah, it's one of the stocks you listed for
Yeah,
today.
I listed it. We'll take a look at it. Somebody asked me to look at Playboy. I didn't list it, but if we have time,
Oh, okay.
remind me. It's like $1 a share.
Sounds like a boring stock these days.
People don't want to pay money for Staples on Naples.
Yeah, for Staples on Naples. Well, it's not, and not only that, but the magazine itself is boring now.
Yeah, I imagine. Does anyone buy any magazine?
I'm sure.
Do people buy?
Well, I see what you're saying. You know that whole even because even the you even get the articles online.
You had a collection at one time, didn't
I
you?
did because I liked that I liked a lot of believe it or not I did like a lot of the articles.
Well, some of them were on politics. Some of them,
Yeah, social issues. Yeah,
yeah, social issues. Some of the articles were good. I mean, how long could you look at Staples on Naples? You had to read something.
precisely, precisely.
All right, so let's get to work.
All right. So I see you have a good list here,
Oh, I always have a good list.
and I have a couple requests to add to those.
Sure. We'll see how quickly we can do this.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I bought? I bought Dermtech back.
Dermatech.
Yeah, I bought an old
What
favorite of
Dermatech?
mine.
Yeah, that was one of our oldies but goodies.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I make some money on it this time. I got out, actually, I didn't do terrible. I got out like much higher than where it is now before it collapsed. I
Yeah,
figured,
you made money on that.
yeah, I figured I might as well get back in
I think
before
I was in it for a little while. Took a couple of rides up with it here and
yeah,
there.
it's a volatile stock. I think it could run to $10 now. That's been my short-term target on it. I think by the end of the year, it could be $10. But I'm an optimist, so
Oh well, you want to start with that one?
uh, yeah. Why not? Why am I looking at Gmail?
Yeah, why are you looking at Gmail? Nobody wants to know who's
No one wants to see
nobody, nobody wants to know who's soliciting you for money.
uh, what prince and what country or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
exactly. What Prince is stuck in a financial quagmire that you can get them out of.
Wouldn't you know? I bought the IWM and the Russell is down.
Well, what's the IW? Well, if the Russell's 180 and change, the IWM must be there too, like 180 or
I,
something.
I see. I see. IWM closed at 186.45. I think.
186.40. Wow. I mean, we were talking about that around 170.
Yeah, I paid just about that,
Yeah,
186.
130. That's what it is. Wow.
Yeah, that's about what I paid for it. We could start with that.
Hmm?
You want to start with that?
Yeah, we can start with that. That's fine. I mean, I'm looking at it anyway offline, but we might as well have other people see.
Everything's up today. Today is an up day.
Oh, this is your.
Oh, the daily.
There we go.
Well,
Now remember, this was 120 for a long time, and then it went to the doldrums,
yeah,
and now it's look at that. We were thinking we had a trading range between 170 and 180,
and it closed
and
above.
now we popped out of it pretty nicely.
Yeah, so now it's a question of how high will it go? I think it'll go. I think the whole market is going to surprise people to the upside. I mean, it's been a surprise all year long. I think the surprise continues. I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way up to 200, another 15 points. In fact, if I'm going to take any profits on this at all, as opposed to taking a loss, it'll probably
Right.
be about 200, 199, this line that I drew in here.
Yeah, we do 4 on Thursdays, Ken.
And where would I take the profit? Where would I stop loss? I'd probably stop loss at around 168.
Yeah, 170 again. All right, 168 is fine.
Yeah, something a lot like that.
Sure.
Although I'm not sure that I would. I might just.
Well, let's just talk. Let's talk fundamentally for a second. Is there any reason to think that the small caps are going to have troubles?
Well, they've lagged for a long time, and I think if anything, they just due to play catch up.
Okay.
So I mean, there's like five stocks in the S&P that that are responsible for the 10, 11% year-to-date gain.
Right.
And I think the whole market is going to play stock catch up. The
Okay.
rest, there's only three sectors that have participated. Big tech, by far the biggest, communications, and consumer discretionary. And I think some of the other sectors will ignite, including industrials. Caterpillar, for example, is up sharply over the last week or two.
When do you think cars are going to start moving, like GM and Ford?
I don't know that they will.
Because yeah, we've been in those because of the because of the EV plays, especially
Right.
especially Ford and GM, but they've been disappointing. And Rivian hasn't been doing anything.
Yeah. Who owns a lot of Rivian? Amazon, right?
Amazon and Ford both owned a lot. Ford divested a bit of it.
Look, I mean, they're both behind the eight ball in their investment in Rivian, and I'm
Yeah.
sure. But I tell you, I saw a Rivian for the first time parked in the street about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. To me, it was just so ugly. I didn't like it, the looks. I like the F-150
The
better.
F-150 is definitely going to be the winner, but
But that's just
can't
my,
sell enough of them.
that's just
You
what,
know, I'm in the market for a car now too. It's sort of like, the market gives you two cars to choose from within the next month, and so then I'm the one who bought it. So now nobody else could buy the same car I did because they're not going to see it again for another 3 months. It's
wow.
nuts. And they're getting sticker, but nowadays not more, but not less. Used to be you could bargain.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just a weird environment.
I,
Ken
I,
doesn't know if
I
we're looking
told
at
you,
Neo
I told
anymore.
you I bought more Apple also, right?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about Neo? I mean, that one hasn't. The other Chinese car companies seem to be doing all right.
I said a long time ago, I'm not playing any Chinese stocks, not
Well,
any. I'm just not interested in them. There's too much aggravation that can be attached to it.
yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Apple is just such a picture, beautiful chart, and it's been the market leader. It made a new high, kept pulled back a little. I added on the slight dip to my Apple. I think it's going to go to 200
I don't know, yeah,
east.
it's such a pretty chart.
Yeah, and now SPY has to close above that 431. That's important, very important. Right now, it's bumping up against that. I think we get that push maybe tomorrow.
Huh.
Maybe tomorrow, or maybe we
You're
maybe we have to
you're
wait.
expecting a Good Friday this week.
Yeah. You know what 2 days of the week have been the best over the last I forget how many years. Anyway, Fridays have been the best, and Thursdays second best.
Really?
Yeah. So we're bumping up again against that 430 mark. We don't want to close above 431.
Right.
Take
You're not
out
letting the dog.
those August highs wherever they are. That's what I want. That'll make me feel even more confident that there's a diminished, a very small chance that we pull back to the 348 lows of October.
Right. I mean, it's still talking about them. Mike Wilson did double down about his pessimism. But you said that Professor Omar capitulated, and he's not looking at big lows anymore.
No, he's waiting. He says not unless it closes above 431.
And then what?
Then he'll give up.
They'll give. Oh, I see. Okay.
He's still bearish, waiting for
All right.
that miracle disaster.
You mean gravity?
I don't know. Crap. I don't know what he expects, but it's from the chart. He says
So
it's.
Mike wants to know just generally what do we think of Meta?
I'm in Meta I had perfect timing on Meta. I bought it at the lows. I haven't sold any. We could short it.
Let me take a quick look. Might as well. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of audience here, so we might as well satisfy whoever is around.
Absolutely. We always aim to satisfy. Meta was flat today. 264 is a nice number. I remember when Andrew asked me when it was about 210 if I was selling.
So you got to get. So you have to press two buttons the way you do it. But if you went to the chart, there you go. Wow, look at this. How long ago is this?
This is since the beginning of the year. It's been on a tear. It was 100.
And I've always said bad stuff about this one. I would never go in.
Well, you just don't like Zuckerberg.
Well, that's
It
true.
was,
I mean, I do have a taste of it on some of my mutual funds.
it was $88 back here.
Oh, that's
88.
right. That's when you got in at the end of last year.
It's 11. It does tell me the date. 11/3.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice triple. Triple your money. I bought it at about 100. I didn't get it at the bottom.
Oh well.
Close.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, and I haven't sold any. I haven't sold any either. Oh, what do I think it's doing right now? It's getting ready for another run, along with the the mega cap stocks. It'll probably go to 275 easy. Probably 300 by the end of the year if I'm right about the markets.
Right. Yeah, you're pretty optimistic.
Yeah, if I'm right about the markets, this is going to 300. I think the stocks that brought us here are going to continue on up. So that would be Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Google, nvda. And am I forgetting one? Did I say Amazon?
Let's say Amazon. Amazon, Apple. Your blue chips.
Amazon, Apple,
What
Microsoft.
about, what do you feel about Google?
Google, I say just keep buying the winners, keep buying Megatech.
Okay.
I'm not selling. I have slowed my buying on it, but I'm not selling. I'm kicking myself why I didn't add yesterday to NVIDIA. Yesterday it was at 375, probably was a good pickup. I thought to myself that it would pull back to this 348, 350 area, but I'm less sure now that it's going to get there. It's so hot. It is so hot. It's hot, hot, hot. So maybe you got to pick it up at 375 if it touches it again.
Right.
I sold it at 389, and it just doesn't feel like enough of a difference to get back all in. So I might just nibble.
Yeah, no, right. The question is this lofty or is this just the start of a new uptrend? I
I
know
think I
it's
think
hard to know, but
I think
that's
this
why it's
AI mania is only going to grow, even if it's irrational. It's only going to grow. It's like the AOLs and the globe.com or whatever you can think of.
yeah. So Mike is saying a lot of this is just going to be a lot of momentum coming out of all the AI frenzy.
Yes, and it's going to
And
continue.
so at least on the short term,
Uh,
or things get sober.
Speaking of AI, one that's being played heavily is SMCI. Didn't you want me to do AMD for you?
Well, when we do did we do Nvidia yet?
Yeah, just
Yeah, we
now.
did. So we have to do AMD for me, right? But
Pay
yes,
attention. I'm the one that's usually sleeping.
hmm.
I'm the one who forgets what I
I know.
just.
I know. Usually, I'm a little bit better about this. All right.
This,
So I guess I really can't complain because it's doing something very, very similar.
yeah, it looks like the Nvidia chart.
Right. Okay. Good.
It's consolidating after the jump up at
Because this
one.
was the one, when we're talking about if you like something when it gets low, sort of double on it. This was the one I doubled on, not Nvidia.
Well, that's good. It's still
But
good.
it was still up there in that area. But I'm at least I feel like I'm playing some of this because you're right. AI, if there's a lot more short-term potential on AI, these are the places to be.
Yeah, I think AMD is going to go up from here as opposed to down. Maybe like Nvidia, you pick it up at 375. This one you look to pick up at 116.
Or yeah, right. Once I was thinking, there's no way of getting back to that gap like at the 110,
Oh, it could.
or at least it's somewhere in between that. So that gap is not bothering you whatsoever.
Well, it's the same kind of gap that
No,
Nvidia
I
had.
know both in both of them. You know how they say nature loves to fill a void,
Right.
but maybe not. Maybe it'll ignore it for a little while. Like Meta had three of those that it ignored. That chart you just showed us.
Kevin O'Leary says sell everything on coin.
Really?
Kevin O'Leary says if the CEO, I forget his name, of Coin worked for him, he'd fire him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed up on CNBC yesterday.
Yeah.
They spend more time talking. They spend more time on the naysayers than they did on him.
But I told you when it went down to 46 area, that was a time to buy, not sell.
Right.
At this point, if I owned it, I might consider swapping out of it into say MSTR.
Yeah, you like MicroStrategies.
I think it's got at least as good a chance to double as Coinbase and less controversy. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I know. The defense was like, well, we weren't supposed to. Nobody was judging us on this stuff. So it was sort of a little weird.
Flat today. I think Bitcoin was flat, trading under 27,000.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right, we had a big. What was this? A minute again? What?
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it shows solid support at 267. So if you think Bitcoin is not not the place to be, there's probably no hurry. Very well might pick it up at that 267 number.
Now, does MicroStrategies stay predominantly with Bitcoin and Ether, or is it playing around with all these other fringe coins?
It's only Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is a Bitcoin nut.
Yes, that's. I think that's a positive thing to say about this because these other ones, the only if it's Bitcoin or Ethernet, I mean, or
Ethereum.
Ethereum, those are the only two I would trust these days.
Yeah, and Bitcoin, I'm still very bullish long term.
Right.
I mean, short term, anything can happen. It's such a volatile investment, Bitcoin. You have to have a stomach for this one. Today it looks tame, but it's anything but. What else did I write? SMCI?
Oh yeah, you didn't show that one yet. You talked about it, but you didn't show it,
Yeah. All right,
and you
SMCI.
didn't show your Dermatech either.
Dermtech,
Yeah,
okay.
you talked about it, but you didn't show it.
All right, let's look at SMCI.
And somebody's mentioning that Sav is presenting soon. Let's hope that doesn't kill the stock like it's done in the past.
Uh, I'm not in it, but I may get back in just like I got back into Dermtech
Right,
today.
so this is now what is this is another AI play?
Yes, they make the servers that go into the data centers that NVIDIA is selling the GPUs up to. And they're going to have to buy tons of new equipment, tons of new hardware.
This looks like a scaled version
NVIDIA,
of Nvidia. Yeah, it's like it's just spread out.
yeah. It's hot, hot, hot. Maybe too hot to touch, maybe not. I mean, it's just gone parabolic. So you want to look to enter this. You might think twice about it because it very well might test this 195 level again, or not. It's hard to know. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, if you were a pure momentum player, which typically you are, you would just ride it. But again, I know it looks scary to me. But
If I owned it,
but
I would.
I'm very easily
If
scared.
I owned it from '94, I'd be trimming here. I don't care.
Well, I guess yes.
You've got to be trimming. I think it's hard to chase this one. I'd rather chase Nvidia than chase this. So my answer is I kind of agree with Kramer. I don't think it's a buy right here.
God, yeah.
SMCI, I pass. Eventually, I think it'll be a buy. dmtk. I picked this up today at 263. It's making me look smart. Closed at 282.
So now, Dr. J, instead of clicking on full screen, click on the word chart. See if it's any.
By the way, just for the record, I want you to know as soon as I bought it, I tweeted that I'm back in.
You what?
I tweeted it out that I was back in.
Do me a favor. Instead of clicking there on full screen, click further to the left on the word chart. All right. Well,
That would have given me the daily.
I think so, but what do I know?
Nice little move today.
All right. So you get a bottoming.
Look, it's trading range, but look at that curvature. It's curving up.
Yeah, it's bottoming definitely. I see it. And it on prior bottoms like that, it has grown, at least for a little while.
I think it could break out of this trading range to the upside.
And what did these guys do again?
They have a smart patch. They call it the pigmented lesion assay (PLA). for 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 a DNA analysis of a suspicious mole that
Uh-huh.
could be melanoma instead of surgery, and it's 99% accurate.
Well, you
I
know,
think
sounds like the perfect business to be in these days.
they have a new CEO. They have some new business with Hawaii, I think. They're adding Blue Cross, Blue Shield type places,
Hmm.
whatever they're called, the insurance people.
Right.
So
Okay.
they're actually cheaper than if a dermatologist removes a mole. It costs the insurance company less money, and it's much easier on the patient.
Sure.
I had two moles removed maybe 6 months ago, or a little longer. It was a pain in the neck.
Right. And, I guess, but typically, when they remove them, they pretty much know that it's something they're going to have to deal with, right?
No, they remove them so they can charge the insurance company money. You're much too noble to think that.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I have
I
about
mean, like, I know how confident dermatologists are. When they look at something, they're like, "This has got to go."
I have about I have about 10,000 of these sun things, whatever they're called.
Right? Yeah. No, I got you. I have a.
And he decided to remove two of them that were here. I said, "Why are you removing those two? I got 10,000 more on my body. How do you pick those two?" So he says, "Well, they look a little darker." I said, "All right, I know you want to make money. Go ahead." That's what I told him.
Right. And I guess I get your point.
And then a week later, he calls me and says, "Oh, good news, they're benign." And I said, I certainly didn't expect anything else. So,
No, I get you. I get you.
if you're a dermatologist, you make money by surgery. Surgery is removing the mole.
Yeah, but isn't it more likely to be the case? They see something dark, they dig it out, they biopsy it, says, "Good thing I dug it out because there was something there." But now, we'll leave you alone.
Another guy I went to, he took the spritzer. You know what the spritzer is? And the nitrogen, cold nitrogen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They spritz it on. Spritz means spray, in case people don't know. They spray it on, they freeze it, and then it just falls off. So I asked the same question: why are you spritzing these guys when I got 10 other guys, or 20 other guys?
Right.
He says, because they look precancerous. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So they all have that bullshit.
That is the dermatologist's favorite word.
Yeah. So much easier is the
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, so fundamentally and technically, this looks like something to be in.
definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna think about this one.
I thought about it and I bought it back. I
Right.
got rid of it.
Like I said, we had been playing with this one.
I don't remember what I got rid of it for. Maybe $4. I'd like to think I was that smart, but maybe 350. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
And I got back in 264. Where do I think it's going? At least to $5. Five, maybe 10. Maybe bought out for $10 by Exact Sciences. That's my call. $10. $10 by 1 year from today.
Okay.
Write it down.
You heard it here, folks, but this is not advice.
No, because we never give advice. We just
No.
say what we did and what we
Exactly.
think.
We just talk.
We just talk, shoot the bull.
That's right.
Our opinions are
Oh,
strictly our
speaking of
own.
which, you have STHX. Did you do that one? What is that?
I'll do whatever you want.
What is that one? No, it's the one that you listed for the.
Our opinions are strictly our own. They're not investment advice. People have to check with an advisor before acting. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already, and slam the like button. Slam it, whatever that is.
Don't just press it with enthusiasm.
And don't forget to ring the bell. What wasn't there? Now you're telling me the Tom McCann had a commercial with Ring the Bell, didn't they?
Tom McCann, the shoemaker.
Yeah, the children's shoe store.
I don't remember that.
No, National Shoes rings the bell,
Okay.
not Tom
Yeah,
McCann.
I don't remember Tom McCann doing any of that.
You're right, National Shoes. Where are you doing
That
your
was
Christmas
from
shopping?
Brownsville.
Where are you doing your Christmas shopping this year?
Well, like I do every year on Amazon.
Robert Halls.
Oh, Robert Horse, that's right. Boy,
I'm doing my Christmas shopping at Robert Halls this year.
that's funny.
Yeah. All right. What was that stock you
It was
were?
the last one you listed, STHX.
What I list? SP.
STHX.
I don't even know what that is.
I know, I don't even know why it's on your list, but it's there.
STH. Must be a mistake.
Yeah, it's right, because it's not turning into anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Was there anybody else wanted something? Or that's it?
Let's see. Well, we have a couple of people who are asking some questions. Let's look at. Do you want to look at Sava since people are talking about it?
Sure.
Ken was talking about it, something called Upstart, but it's already gotten amazing increases. Oh, and ZM wants to know what we think about Aurinia.
Aurinia, I sold everything, but I'll give it a look. I think it eventually is going to be bought out. Sava,
Eventually, I know. I've been waiting for that one for about.
I almost bought it, right? I almost had perfect timing. I was going to buy it at around 22. This is the 1 minute again. Damn. I got to listen to you. Hit chart instead of.
It's like
I like the curvature. I really like the curvature. It's forming like a cup and handle. It looks like it's going to go back up to. I think this could easily go back up to, let's say, this 28 area, 2865 easily. Might be a good swing, actually. Right back to this high. I think that's reasonable that it could get back up there. And then if you want to swing it, you just put in your stop a few pennies less than this low, 22.32, let's say 21.75. And you got even money trade. Not great odds, but even money.
I'm gonna have to take my car because my legs broke.
All right.
I'll make sure we're down.
So that should do it. I think we did it. I think we finished. Did we finish?
Yeah, we did because I have to get going.
So we got.
I did a purchase of
I
dmtk.
just want to thank PR, indubitably, Mike Vincent, Ken Owens, ZM Digital, and everyone else who showed up today.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you
good
for your
show.
viewership. And those of you who are watching on replay, thank you for your viewership. Tell your friends about us. Ring the bell, whatever that means.
And
Easter, baby.
and if Jiggy's out there, let him know that I actually did an on-show purchase.
All right. You bought Dermtech?
Yeah, I did.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right.
Ciao.
Take care, everybody.